Hi, my name is Blake Horwitz. I'm a federal trial attorney. I've been a federal trial attorney for over 30 years, and I'm a member of a group called the GeoFight. The GeoFight is a group of attorneys and professionals, and our goal is to do everything we can to end geoengineering. What is geoengineering? Geoengineering is an attempt by private corporations and governments to actually change the Earth's weather. You heard what I said, that their goal is to actually change the Earth's weather. But what's happening right now? There's a company that has recently disclosed as of 3 weeks ago. Today is June 7th, 2026, and approximately 3 weeks ago on their own website, they disclosed that they have $75 million of backing, $75 million of investors, and they're going to be lobbying the US Congress, US government for the purpose of getting permission to come into our airspace and change the weather. What do they want to do? They want to put up a particulate matter. It's a small little particles. It's otherwise known as contaminants up into the Earth's atmosphere in order to block the sun's rays, to actually dim the sun, reduce the amount of sun that the Earth is receiving, and reduce the temperature of the entire Earth by 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's what they state. That's about almost 3 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's very significant consequences that can happen as a result of reducing the Earth's temperature by 1.5 degrees, as they've stated. But before I get into that, I'd like to talk a little bit about what it is for a private corporation to be engaged in such an activity. Private corporation in the United States has a duty to its investors. So if investors come up with $75 million, their goal, what they have to do by law, what they're supposed to do, is to make sure their investors get their money back. And if not, just get their money back, to get it back with interest or a heck of a lot more. Stardust is asking for billions of dollars in order to undertake these activities. In other words, in order to change the Earth's weather, they're asking for governments to pay billions of dollars so they can put contaminant matter up into the air. No company, no private organization should have the right, should actually be ever considered to to even potentially or have the right to control the Earth's weather. They're not to be trusted. They're a private organization. They're not a government, and even a governmental entity that's elected by the people. They don't have the right to try to change the Earth's weather. When have we ever trusted a major corporation with regards to a worldwide event? We don't. And in this instance, everybody needs to stand up and take notice that we cannot trust a private organization to engage in this matter. The second and more compelling problem associated with what Stardust is up to is the following. If they're actually able to change the Earth's weather by 1.5 degrees centigrade, approximately 3 degrees Fahrenheit, what do we know can happen? Well, history tells us that the Earth's weather in general, is very unpredictable. We all know that at any given time, a weatherman has a lot of difficulty predicting the weather. What's the weather going to be like tomorrow? What's the weather going to be like 3 days from now? What's it going to be like in this city, in this small town? They're kind of shooting from the hip. And what Stardust intends to do is predict the weather for the Earth. Pretty unreasonable to suggest that such a thing can happen, but that is what they are selling us. That's the product that they're offering. What can happen with this? Well, as I mentioned, the Earth's weather is extremely unpredictable, and many events occur on Earth that are unpredictable, that we just do not know are going to happen. And one major example of this are volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions are not something that we talk about too much in the United States, but they occur worldwide, and there's about 40 active volcanoes right now. So what can that mean? Well, believe it or not, and I didn't know this until I studied up on it very recently, that volcanic eruptions can actually change the Earth's temperature as well. Meaning when volcanoes erupt, when large volcanoes erupt, they can actually reduce the Earth's temperature by putting a cover around the Earth with what's otherwise known as particulate matter, or some form of ash, let's just call it. And that can actually also reduce the sun's rays. It actually cools the Earth, and a number of volcanoes have actually reduced the temperature of the Earth by 1 degree centigrade within recent history. So this is not something to be played with. And why is that? Because if the Earth's temperature is reduced by 1.5 degrees centigrade, which is what Stardust wants to do, and you add to that another 1 degree by a volcano, that's 2.5 degrees Celsius or almost 5 degrees Fahrenheit. What can happen? Stop this video and you ask AI, Google, the internet, whatever you like, what can happen if there's a 2.5 degrees centigrade change in the temperature of the Earth within a 1 to 2 or even 3-year time period? The answer is a complete cataclysmic event. Hundreds of millions of people can die, up to 1 billion people. Why is that? The reason is that such a change would have a dramatic effect on the weather and our weather system and seasons, and that has a profound impact on our agriculture. Our agriculture cannot handle a 5 degree or 4.5 degree Fahrenheit temperature change or 2.5 degrees Celsius temperature change. It cannot handle it. And what will happen is that crops will not survive and farmers will not be able to put food on the table. So you are welcome to look all this up and don't believe this guy on this screen and just do the analysis yourself. Fortunately, we have a lot of information that's available at our fingertips. So what are we doing about it? What's this guy on the screen doing about it? And the group that he's associated with called the GeoFight. Well, what we've done is we've put together a petition that we are asking everybody in the world to look at and for everybody to sign. Why? Because in many governments throughout the world, especially here in the United States and in European countries, in many governments, people are, or the government officials are actually responsive to the people's thoughts, to their wishes, to their needs, and they want to be elected. So I'm not saying that happens everywhere in the world, but it sure does happen in a lot. And if people can say, we do not consent, we do not consent to this activity, which is what this petition says with regards to Stardust and with regards to geoengineering. If the elected officials can be told that we do not consent, well, that can affect them. Meaning, if millions of people, millions and millions of people sign this, then the individuals from the various countries, the legislatures from the various countries, and here in the United States, from the various states and the federal government, if they learn that this is the whim of the people, well, that affects their vote. And we're asking that their vote be affected. We're asking that they have a very clear understanding that we, the people of this beautiful planet, do not consent. How do you sign up for this petition? You go to the geofight.com, go to the first page, and there's a little red banner. Click on that banner, and that'll bring you straight to the petition. Read the petition and sign it. Thank you very much for your time.